Hey, but the summer of tirerack sweepstakes. What is that? You've not been listening? Bad job by you. The summer of tirerack sweepstakes rolls on. Amazing. We had our first winner announced on Sunday. One winner has already been selected to win a set of 4 brand spanking new tires. How cool is that? Yeah. Everyone needs tires, right? This is wonderful. And what better place to get tires from than tirerack.com? Now, 2 more winners. 2 have an opportunity to win a set of 4 tires, and that includes installation, right? You get that. You get the taxes and fees all covered, valued at up to $1,500. Hello. Give me some of that, right? I'm not eligible, but you are. And it's very simple to sign up. Enter daily. You can do it right now. You don't have to wait. Do it right now. Enter daily, which gets you a new entry into the contest every single day. Your new favorite website, foxsportsradio.com. That's the site. You go to foxsportsradio.com. Boom, you fill out your information right there and boost your opportunity, your chance to win. And 2 more winners, again, 2 more will take home a set of 4 brand spanking new tires from our friends at tirerack.com between now and August 27th. So you still have time, but don't waste it. To enter and get the rules and regulations, visit foxsportsradio.com. And it's sponsored by tirerack.com, the way tire buying should be. Get those tires. The #1 soap opera in football, circa 2023, is going on right now in Indianapolis. And that is where we go. The drama-o-rama involving the Colts and their unhappy, malcontent running back and the owner, the loose cannon owner of the Colts, who was born on third base. Oh, what a wonderful story it is. If you have not been following along, we had Colts running back Jonathan Taylor issue a trade request. Then there was a face-to-face meeting of the minds for an hour on a luxury bus between Jim Irsay and Jonathan Taylor. Did they work out their disagreements? Did they smoke the peace pipe or some other kind of pipe in the bus? No. Can they coexist in peace? It would appear not. How about the opposite? Jim Irsay issued a statement over the weekend saying, quote, we will not, we being the Colts, will not trade Jonathan Taylor. That is a certainty. Not now or not in October. Close quote. That also led to the mother of all quotes. The mother of all quotes from Jim Irsay, a quote that will live in infamy. Did you hear it? Maybe not. Let me give you the quote. The Colts owner said the following of the situation involving himself and his running back. Quote, Jim Irsay stated, if I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor's out of the league, nobody's going to miss us. Irsay opined. But wait, there's more. He says the league goes on. We all know that. The National Football League rolls on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes, and it's a privilege to be a part of it. Close quote. All right, so let us discuss. The question here, how would you classify the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, and his commentary about he and Jonathan Taylor? So I've got Rockefeller Plaza, Will Ferrell, and Clydesdale. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make the Baba Ganoush is what we're going to make. We're going to make the Baba Ganoush. Now, to kick off here, Jim Irsay, that mother of all quotes, he took a ride to the morbid side, is what Jim Irsay did there, showing that he is a statesman on mushrooms, if you will. Now, Irsay, bless his soul, he is such a mashugana. Jim Irsay there. I wish he was the owner of a team in a bigger location, Indianapolis, not the biggest media mecca. But still, even despite that, Jim Irsay feeding the content kitty on a regular basis. This reminded me, that quote, the mother of all quotes from Jim Irsay talking about himself dying and Jonathan Taylor. It reminded me of a trip to 30 Rockefeller Plaza in Manhattan. And Saturday Night Live, the deep thoughts of Jack Handy, which used to be a bit they did years ago. No finesse, right to the jugular, nobody matters. We're all replaceable. The NFL rolls on. It doesn't matter who comes and goes. And here's the thing. He's actually not wrong on that. Every single NFL player, I thought the NFL was the biggest thing in the world when I was a kid. Every single NFL player that when I was a kid, no longer playing in the NFL. And I think almost all of the owners are gone also from when I was a little kid. Now that some of them have passed the team down to their relatives and whatnot, but everyone's replaceable. But that's kind of the way life is, right? We're all just actors, and then there's other actors that will replace us. And that's just kind of the way it goes. The chain keeps moving and all that. And the logic, though, by that logic, Jim Irsay's logic, why would anyone get paid a lot of money? Why does Patrick Mahomes have a huge contract, or Josh Allen, or any of these guys? Because really they're all replaceable. They're not going to be there forever. Tom Brady was wonderful for the Patriots and the Bucks. He's no longer playing. He's driving around yachts, dating random models, and living his best life and all that. And the NFL's not missing a beat. Not missing a beat. It's interchangeable parts. Now, furthermore, when you follow along on this, a back injury, the initial reporting over the weekend was a back injury contributed to the disgruntled Jonathan Taylor being placed on the physically unable to perform the PUP list at the start of training camp, and that story got out. Indy leaked it to some of the useful idiots in the media, and Indy was supposedly considering placing Jonathan Taylor, their running back, on the non-football injury list, and since it occurred while he was working out, not at the team facility, well, Taylor immediately took his machete out and just slashed that down, cut that away. He said he didn't have back pain. He never reported back pain, and he advised the reporter to get some news sources. Okay, even though you know that came from somebody with the Colts who's got an axe to grind for Jonathan Taylor, as it's all back and forth, people trying to position themselves to make them look like the right side and the other guy look like a douche. And so that's what's going on right now. So the question, what happens? Here's the question. What happens next between Jonathan Taylor and the Colts? So my advice is to buckle up. That is my piece of advice, because the volume, you might want to put some earplugs in, the volume is about to be cranked up even higher. Loud, and louder. It's going to be. Now, Taylor, he's unhappy, very clearly unhappy. And so both he, Jonathan Taylor, and Jim Irsay, both these cats, it's like Will Ferrell. They're channeling Will Ferrell's character in Anchorman. Ron Burgundy, the iconic Anchorman franchise. I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. I'm very important. That's what Jonathan Taylor sounds like. I should get paid. He wants, one report said $16 million. So do I, by the way. He wants a lot of money. So then you've got Jim Irsay said, okay, I'll do my own Ron Burgundy. Well, that escalated rather quickly. Really got out of hand fast, right? I mean, that's Irsay sent out a random tweet. Jonathan Taylor's agent considered that a war crime, wanted to have a tribunal. So you had that. Then you had the back and forth on the luxury bus. Jim Irsay then gave many of these quotes while sitting in a golf cart talking to the media at the Colts training camp. And so back and forth, the yin to the yang, and you've got back and forth Irsay and Taylor. And so as far as what happens next, not only does Taylor have multiple problems, he's got to find multiple solutions to said problems. For example, he has to convince the Colts to trade him. That's the first problem. He's got to convince Jim Irsay to trade him. Secondly, he's got to find a team that is willing to trade for him, that the Colts are willing to do business with. And then the final problem, that team then has to give him a contract that he wants. See, that's also the problem. So he's got three problems, and he's got to find a sweetheart kind of a situation, Jonathan Taylor. Otherwise, forget about it. So all the planets have to line up, and we're getting close to a full moon, so maybe all the planets will line up. Otherwise, forget about it. Forget about it. Now, parting shot. Let's go to New England, and we had more show and tell over the weekend for the Patriots as the Pats quickly becoming back to their old days, the Patsies, with the roster that is devoid of elite talent on offense. And the Patriots continue to do some window shopping as they try to plug the holes on that roster, in particular at the running back position. Did you see the new name that has visited the Patriots? No? Zeke Elliott. Ezekiel Elliot paid a visit to the Commonwealth over the weekend. We are told the recruiting efforts to bring Elliott to the Pats are on like Donkey Kong. Now, Bill Belichick played coy, which is a nice way of saying he was dull and boring and would not address Ezekiel Elliott, the former Cowboy. But we are told that Zeke was seen out having a nice meal with Mac Jones, wining and dining. Mac Jones was Ezekiel Elliott, the dinner between the Patriots quarterback and possible future Patriots running back. Took place at a high-end restaurant in the Seaport, the ritzy area there of Boston, and we don't know what they ate, but the menu has, among other things, caviar, grilled octopus, broiled Maine lobster, and roasted exotic mushrooms. Probably not the kind of mushrooms you're thinking of, but the roasted exotic mushrooms, all on the menu, very expensive. I can't even walk by a restaurant like this, or else I will end up in some trouble there from the prices. So anyway, Elliott concluded his visit with the Patriots. There is no contract. There is no deal done between Zeke Elliott and the Patriots. However, there is said to be some optimism. Ooh, optimistic. Those cockeyed optimists that a deal can be done. Here's the question. Would Zeke make sense for the Patriots? So I am shaking my head no on this, and I am almost never wrong about these things. This does not seem like it makes any sense at all. Now, I realize that many teams want to get back and capture the past glory of players, and they think that a change of scenery will lead to a resurrection. But here's the problem. Right? I have seen no evidence that Zeke Elliott is just a change of laundry away from being the player that he had been before he got paid by the Dallas Cowboys. And the Patriots need a thoroughbred. They need a racehorse. And if you look at the recent resume of Zeke Elliott, he is not a thoroughbred. He is a Clydesdale. That is what he is. And you don't need a Clydesdale. Elliott has run like that. He's got the feathered legs. He might as well be selling beer in St. Louis, the way he runs the football for the Dallas Cowboys. Otherwise, he'd still be in Dallas. They would have reworked the contract, the financials, and all that. But Tony Pollard passed him by because Pollard was electric and explosive, all the things that Zeke Elliott was not for the Patriots. So, ergo, you look around here and you've got a plodding runner, a guy that runs like a fullback from the 1980s, which is probably why Belichick's all excited to get Zeke Elliott in there. And I have seen no evidence that Zeke Elliott's about to get that mojo back. He's the star name with little game. That would be Ezekiel Elliott at this point. And who's next? We know Dalvin Cook has been mentioned. We know that the Patriots brought in a couple of other running backs last week to give them a looky-loo, and now we'll see what happens with Zeke Elliott.